So you just recently won the Zelos game. So how was
Mhm.
that?
Yeah, I won the in-person segment of it, and it was great. Well-run competition. Um, I've never been in an open announcement, but I would assume that it's kind of like that vibe.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, just only good things to say about it.
Yeah. So obviously you actually went against some like pretty elite guys in the whole
Yeah,
like the whole
tough
thing.
competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like what was it, like going through your mind through the whole process? Obviously, like were you going in there just to say like, listen, I want to win this thing, or were you in there just to be like, hey, I just want to tune up a couple things and kind of see where I'm at?
Honestly, I went in there just trying to see where I'm at and just to get some more competition experience, like be out on the floor in front of a crowd and just perform at my best and make sure that I get those reps in because it's way different than training.
So this was your ninth actually like in-person event that you've done?
Yeah, I think the games was my ninth, and this was like my 10th. Um, yeah.
Okay. And with all the athletes there, were they like pretty like welcoming and like, helping each other out or anything like that? Like what was like the environment like in the back?
Yeah, it was way more welcoming and just warm, I guess, environment. People were talking to each other. I mean, kind of like what you'd expect from an off-season event, something a little less serious than, semifinals or the games.
So what and Andrew Hiller was the head judge of that whole thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what like obviously you've seen him on YouTube. What is he like actually in person?
He's a nice guy. We had a few short conversations, but yeah, he's also pretty big in person. He's muscular.
Yeah, it's all the TRTs taken.
Probably.
Yeah. So and they also did the challenge flag there too, which is kind of like the first thing ever they've done in a competition. So do you think they should actually like, put that into other events at all?
So I didn't get the chance to use that. I didn't feel the need to, but I did see some people use it successfully, and I think that it would be interesting to see it implemented at semifinals or the games. I'm wondering, like logistically, with more athletes, if that would work out because the judges would have to sort through more, uh, you know, appeals, I guess. But
Mm.
it did work out here with a smaller field, so that would be interesting. I would actually like to see that.
Yeah, I can imagine like 20 people like throwing the challenge flag. It'll just take them
Yeah,
like 2 or 3 hours just to figure out like, okay, the reps, okay, we'll subtract like a bunch of like minutes or like seconds off of your time and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
I mean, I could see it as a logistical nightmare, but I do like that, like, that idea of just like throwing something different into,
Mhm.
an event like that, which was pretty cool.
Mhm. They could appoint some sort of coordinator for just challenges, something like that.
Hmm. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like in the NFL where they have somebody in New York like looking
Hmm.
over,
Yeah.
looking at the like in a looking at all the games and just saying, okay, here's a review. Let me look at it and like send it off to the head judge and stuff.
The That's funny you say that, like a replay, sort of like a slow mo.
Yeah.
Actually, this actually did Zelos game. So one athlete was finishing their last handstand walk,
Yep.
and in the middle of the event, while people were still finishing up, I think her coach and her family were watching the live video back to see because she had gotten no rep
Hmm.
and had to go back to finish another segment, and so they went back and to check that no rep and saw that both her hands actually went over the line, and so that was like a live in-person replay where she was able to win that challenge. So that that was cool.
Yeah. So that wasn't that Alex Kazan? Because I think I heard her saying that because I guess like she had both her hands in like an elbow hit, and then like
Yeah,
she had to
yeah,
go
it was
back
it
and do
was
it over
her.
again. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool thing. Like the whole like family's like watching the live stream while they're there and saying, no, it's legit. Look, look, look.
And that wouldn't have been able to happen unless they had the challenge flag. So
Hmm. Yeah. And like I know if in the CrossFit games or like the semifinals, it's like whatever they call, that's
mhm.
it. And they don't change it.
It stays, and I mean, there's always human error. I mean, the judges are pretty professional with how they do it, but some judge can look at a rep and or in this case, it was the hands going over the line and say, yeah, you got that in that split second, or the other could say, no, no rep, you got to go back.
Yeah. And also like they actually paid these the judges too, which is huge because I think it'll bring like more professionalism to CrossFit, which is pretty cool to see.
Absolutely. That was cool. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And so like did they give them like living like did they give them like hotel rooms and everything like that, or they just paid them like just for the event?
I'm not the person to ask. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They did they did give us athletes a stipend for before we got in Vegas, but I'm not sure about judges now.
Okay. So what are your plans for the winning that cash from the event?
Save it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can do right now.
Yeah, have you been saving a lot of your money from like your the competitions and everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Just trying to, save it, keep going to the next one, get some more.
Yeah.
I'm not a big spender, to be honest. So
Okay.
that helps, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. So are you a big investor? Do you like invest in anything?
Um, Not right now. No, I mainly just save. I'm a little bit hesitant on the investing side. I have a buddy that's super into that, and he's trying to help me out. So I'll try to get into it.
Yeah, go for the dividend stocks. They actually pay you per quarter, and so just hold on to them long term, and you'll get your money back. So no problem.
Dividend stocks. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
all I use because granted, I'm like 43, so like my whole savings retirement's going to be a little different than yours. You could have a little bit more risk to yours.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.